What's up guys, Justin here for S&S Archery. Today's gear video, out shooting my bow, getting some much needed reps in. It's just a beautiful blue sky day, but we're gonna do a little video series showing you guys our 2022 setups for this archery season. So little breakdown on the gear we're running, no comparison to anybody else. You're gonna see some new items that just came out. Some of them have been out for quite some time, but really just to get kind of familiar with some of the setups that we're running. So this is my bow this year. I'm running the Hoyt RX7 Ultra, so 34 inches axle to axle. Previously I've owned, quite a few Hoyts, the Spider Turbo, Carbon Defiant, RX5 Ultra, and now this RX7 Ultra. I really like the 34 inches axle to axle. For me, the draw cycle, the string angle, looking down the peep is just top notch. So that's why I like the 34. I'm really accurate with it as well. I went with the wilderness color this year. So it's kind of in between a moss green and kind of that OD green. I really like the finish. And as far as the limbs, I went with black. So mixed it up a little bit. As far as the weight and draw length of my bow, this year I decided to try 80 pounds. I've never done it, just decided on a whim I'm gonna try it out. I know with last year's HBX cam, it was really smooth and definitely felt like I could pull more weight. No, it's not really needed, but I always thought that if I wasn't comfortable at 80, I could back it down, shoot 74, 75. So I went with it, tried it out. So far I'm loving it. It's very smooth. Definitely, I have to shoot a bunch to get strong enough to pull it consistently throughout a whole day. But that's something I'm looking forward to. As far as my draw length, 29 inches. So as far as my quiver, so you can see here, I am running it directly mounted to my riser, so not on a dovetail. This is the 5 Aero by Tightspot. So as you can see there, fits perfectly in line to my riser. Very, very close to the riser itself, so I don't have a lot of weight hanging off to one side. Not gonna have to run a back bar with counterweights. So been a big fan of the Tightspots for a long time. I prefer 5 Aero, don't really need 7, and 3 is just not enough, so the 5's perfect. As far as my sight, this year I am running our S&S Backcountry Pro Hunter. So as you can see there, I've got a 3-pin setup, and I have a 19 thousandths in green, 19 thousandths in yellow, and that bottom pin is a 10 thousandths in the green. So that bottom pin being 10 thousandths, I can really get out to longer distances, not cover up a lot of the target, feel really accurate. A little bit different this year, I am running the Quick Link. So this is new for me, but I like how it's in line. There's no weight hanging off to one side. I'm really excited to try this out. As far as a distance, it's about the same as an X frame as far as the housing relative to your eye. The one thing that kind of had to get used to so far is the actual mount of the Quick Link. I can kind of see a little bit covering up the part of my housing. So it doesn't cover my pins, just that portion on the inside because it's a little bit thick. So hopefully it's not too much of a hassle and I can get used to it. As far as my rest goes, I'm running the new Epsilon. So really excited about this new rest. It has all the great technologies of the Hamskea line, especially your Trinity, the 3-ball bearing system, limb driven, micro adjustment. But what's new with the Hamskea, it's very sleek in design. Any conflicts with your quivers or anything like that is pretty much obsolete. As far as my stabilizer, I'm running a Tracker 8-inch by Spider Archery. Ran a 10 last year, decided to go a little bit shorter, help with catching it on the brush, help in my pack when I'm doing some backpacking hunts. Plus with the Hoyts, you get this little added stabilizer here on the front, so I didn't feel a need to have even more weight on the bottom side of my bow. The last thing I'll mention on my bow is I am running a Raptor Peep by Hamskea. This is the 5/32. Really, I decided to go down one step from the 3/16, and it's lining up great with this Quick Link. So I wanted to make sure that it was going to be perfect before selecting a Peep, and definitely got it right where it needs to be. As far as my Aero setup this year, I'm going to be running the Easton, the FMJs, the 5mm. in the 250 spine. So that is for the 80-pound limbs, 11.5 grains per inch. My whole overall setup with 125 grain broadhead comes in about 497 grains. So I like that. I like being right around 500. And then the broadhead I'm running this year is the Annihilator, the XL 125. Previously shot the 100s, had great success, killed elk, bear, no deer, but did awesome. So I'm gonna, I think for the spring bear, I'll jump up to the XL, bigger cut diameter, and then for elk, depending on the wound channel and everything, I might shoot just the regular. So lastly, the release I'm shooting this year is the Wise Guy Rigid Boa by Spot Hogg. So far, I love this thing. I've been shooting it for about a year and a half. It's very smooth, comfortable, and I like the boa system, tightening it, unloosening it, super fast and easy. This is my setup for 2022. Hopefully shooting a bunch of animals with it this year. Hopefully here in the next video or two, we'll have the other guys jump on, kind of show you their setup and what they're running. Like I said, this isn't to, you know, tout my setup or compare it to anybody else. We have a lot of people that follow us, that buy from us. So we want to show you guys that we are real people, that we shoot archery, and this is my setup for 2022. So thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions about any of my gear, please feel free to give us a call, shoot us an email. We'd be glad to help. Thanks for watching, guys.